Thanks for asking that question. I do not have a pattern for this, but I would love to share some thoughts on how to make your own fidget quilt. My first tip for this is, as you are gathering your fidget supplies, make sure that they are age and developmentally appropriate for the person that you are making this for. My grandmother will be supervised while she uses this the entire time, but I made sure to put things on here that would not be dangerous for her. This is gonna be for my 2.5-year-old son, and I made sure to use age-appropriate items for him. He will also be supervised while he plays with this. So my number one rule is a safety rule. Pick the right items, okay? Think about what they might put in their mouths if they're in that phase, and that could be old or young. I cut myself on a piece of old cardboard, a 6x6 square, and then I cut a 5x5 square. I cut 9 pieces of just plain quilting cotton out of the 6x6 square, and then I used some fusible fleece with the 5x5 square. I backed each piece of quilting cotton with the 5x5 square centered in. For this project, I used 1/2-inch seam allowances. I know when you're a quilter, you usually use 1/4 inch. I just felt more comfortable with 1/2 inch, so that's what I chose. You do whatever makes you happy, but your quilt will be a little bit bigger if you use these squares and you go with 1/4 inch. So once you're done sewing on your pieces and all your fidgets, you'll have a 16x16 square. So cut a piece of backing out that is a 16x16 size. And then I just used some more fusible fleece on that piece and attached that. I stuck a piece of batting in the middle, and then I just stitched in the ditch, which means you're stitching right in the seam line to quilt this. I'm not a quilter, that's what I did. And my last step is I created some binding, and I'll post a tutorial on this, and I just sewed it around the edge and mitered each corner, and you can find tutorials for that online as well. So that's how I made my quilt. Let me know if you have more questions. Thanks so much for asking. Like and follow for more sewing adventures.